Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Would you sleep with sick women?
I may be pregnant, but I'm still a man.
Spank the unruly ones.
It's indecent, it's vulgar, it's blasphemous.
I'm gonna ride you till you can't stand up.
Come on, let's go down.
All right, keep your shirt on.
LoveLine's meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. Here's LoveLine with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Yes, it is the LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. It's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. He can help you. Tonight, our guest is Jacinda Barrett. Jacinda was the model from the real world in the UK. And we've crossed paths many times. She's quite a delight. She is shacked up with Chris Hardwick from MTV. Yes, I believe they're living together. I told him, Chris, who does Singled Out and does a good job filling in for me when I'm not here, although it seems like I'm always here now.
Yeah, funny how that worked. He really got his stride, and then, whoa, you never missed a day after
Well,
that.
I started getting reports. He sounded good, so I came back in.
Quite a coincidence.
Okay. Chris Hardwick from MTV. Yes, I believe they're living together. I told him, Chris, who does Singled Out and does a good job filling in for me when I'm not here, although it seems like I'm always here now.
Yeah, funny how that worked. He really got his stride, and then, whoa, you never missed a day after that.
He I started getting reports. He sounded good, so I came back in.
Quite a coincidence.
Okay. Anyway, Jacinda's great, and she'll be here. I guess there's a movie premiere or something. You know, that MTV Lifestyle drill. We're all over that in a big way. Can we please have some tickets to the movie awards? 9! Come on. Okay, but you bring your own folding chair and you sit in the back. All right. Anyway.
We had a good show last night, I thought.
We did.
Yeah, I thought that was a good show. I think.
Well, compared to the show we had before.
Oh, please. Yeah, anything was better.
We could have dug up Fatty Arbuckle's corpse and laid him across, interviewed him for an hour and a half, and it would have been a better show. Yeah, that was a good show with Alexandra
I really
Paul.
think you have the hots for her. I really do.
No.
I think you have these sort of reaction formations. You.
No.
Yeah.
No, she works out too much. And
you liked her scar.
Poor woman looked like she was like her pirate ship was taken over by a Spanish galleon or something, and she was run through on some sort of deck fight. I've never seen a woman with a scar like this. The scar was actually longer than she was.
Yeah.
She must be 5'8", 5'9". The scar was 6'2". Anyway, that was Baywatch's Alexandra Paul last night, who we had I had a little difficulty with when she canceled on us because she had to jog a few months earlier, but she came back in. She was fairly delightful and sort of won me back.
Oh, good.
But anyway, I don't trust people that work out that much.
Yeah.
We have certain things in society that we frown upon if you do too much, and there's other things where we praise you if you do it too much.
Right.
If you drink too much, you're bad. If you nap too much, you're bad. If you smoke too much pot, you're bad. But if you get up at 5 in the morning and work out for 4.5 hours, you're good.
Yeah.
You're really good.
Right.
Because if a guy works out an hour 3 days a week, he's medium good. So if you work out 30 hours a week, you must be really good.
No.
To me, you're just as effed up as the guy who drinks too much or smokes too much or does it. You're channeling it in a more acceptable... Yeah. At least as far as society goes, way. But I always know I could never spend any real time with those people because they're just as effed up as the other guy. Even more.
You're fat.
At least the guy who says, listen, I'm just going to smoke pot, nap, and watch cartoons is realistic. He's not fighting anything. He's just going with it.
But
he is just a styrofoam cup that fell in a raging river. He's just, screw it. I'm watching the Cartoon Network, and I'm having another bong load.
Is what you call compensation, or we might call defensiveness.
Yeah, people that work out too much, I get the feeling that they don't trust themselves. Like, if they ever stop for a minute, they might go insane.
Right.
Me, I'm so comfortable, I never have to work out.
What if you stop napping, though?
I would go insane.
Imagine that.
All right, to the phones we go. Tyler.
Hey.
Hey, you're 17,
Hi.
Spunky.
Yes. Hi. My question is, me and my boyfriend have been going out for like a year and a half now, and every time we're alone, even when we're driving in the car, he always wants to be like a... And it's really getting really old.
Where did she go to finishing school? I didn't get that.
He always wants you to pleasure him orally?
Right. I'm sorry. Pleasure him orally. And it's getting really old, and I don't...
Do you tell him you don't want to do that?
Whenever you get in the car?
Anytime. I mean, one time he wanted me to do it. We were upstairs in my room, and my dad was downstairs watching TV.
Mm-hmm.
Have you told him you don't find this acceptable?
Well, I just, because before, it was no big deal, but now that he wants it,
all right, let me ask, this is number 3. Have you told him that you find this unacceptable?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, but before.
But before, I didn't mind, but now...
Right.
But still.
All right, Tyler.
Yeah?
Let's talk to him.
Okay.
We'll straighten this right on out.
All right.
I'm sure he loves you very much. I'll do the mediating here.
The mediating?
Yes, I will lead the charge.
Okay.
And you're lucky I'm in a good mood, because it's a very rare occasion when I call a man and chastise him for asking for oral sex from his girlfriend. All right, Tyler?
Yeah?
We're going to put you on hold.
Okay.
Lisa? Yeah. Okay. The car chase isn't over in the next room. We're going to talk to Tyler off the air. We're going to get her boyfriend's phone number. We're going to talk to him, and we'll see if we can't straighten out this whole oral debacle. Oh, Tyler, please. It's good. It's much easier this way.
Okay.
You have professionals here.
Hey, you have every right to speak up about this. You shouldn't feel at all bad about it. I mean, the guy is tormenting you with this, and that's something you want to do, and you need to learn how to... women, please, you need to learn how to put yourselves first, or at least at equity, at par. You know?
Yeah.
Women somehow think they're supposed to be...
where were all these women? Where were these women when I was in high school? Where was the woman who was nauseated by the sight of a penis, yet would have continued episodes of oral sex with her boyfriend just because she thought she needed to do it? There's no way I could get away with any of that. Carol.
Kara? Hi,
Kara.
This is Kara.
Kara. Okay, what's up?
Oh, Kara. Okay, 21.
Hi, you two are great. I've been listening to you since March.
Thank you.
And you're wonderful. Anyway, I had a question about the effects of bulimia.
Mm-hmm.
I met someone who got vomit in her ears from purging, and I was wondering if this happens suddenly or, from a single purge, or if it's a gradual effect from the stomach acid.
Is this her purging or somebody telling her a secret about purging?
Wait, I think you misspoke. What happened to her ears?
She got vomit in her ears from purging.
What does that mean exactly?
It got up into her ear canal somehow.
You mean like you got on her hands and then she scratched her ear, or what?
No, it was internally.
That the pressure built up and went up the eustachian tubes and into the ear. That's a pretty rare.
What you think happened?
Yeah, that's what it sounds. I mean, that's a pretty rare. It's from retching. It's a pretty rare thing.
Really? How big are those eustachian tubes?
Tiny.
Can't fit a piece of carrots through there.
Yeah, I think probably what more happened is that she probably got some erosion in her throat, and that caused dysfunction of the eustachian tubes, and she probably got some kind of chronic ear infection as a result of that.
Okay.
And that makes more sense to me. But believe me, although people love these sort of bizarre, dramatic twists, on medical problems, but bulimia commonly results in the ultimate demise, death. Vomit in the ears or not, it is a life-threatening disorder. And believe me, that's the much more serious issue. 20% fatality with severe bulimia.
Right.
Okay? It's very serious illness, and people often don't take it seriously enough.
Right.
Okay?
All right. Well, thanks a lot.
All right.
All right. What's she going to do? Talk to her friend?
But she just was curious about the whole mechanics of that.
Okay. Brian, 17.
Yeah, Adam, Drew, I love you guys' advice. I've come to really kind of respect it. And my question...
Nowhere for us to go but down.
Yeah, and Adam, I've heard some of your stand-up on a bootleg. It's kind of neat,
What? You certainly have not heard any of my stand-up on a bootleg.
Bootleg, yeah.
I don't have any. What stand-up do I have?
Well, when you guys were doing stand-up, when you did it at HFS Festival, and stuff like that, some kid recorded it, and I heard it on a bootleg.
Oh, Yeah, Drew, last year at HF Festival in D.C., I did about 20 minutes.
Of yelling corn?
Of A material.
That corn chant was awesome, Adam.
No, I just came up and said, just basically said hi and brought out the Boss Tones.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway.
How come you ever give anything entertaining when I'm with you?
All right, Drew.
Here's my question. I met this friend at a speech festival kind of thing.
A what?
Well, it's a speech meet. You guys get up and you speak in front of people and you get judged on it, you know?
Interesting. Huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did they give you a topic?
Well, you can make it up. I made mine up this year, kind of a gruesome.
That is a great skill to have. When I was growing up, I didn't realize how important public speaking
Yeah,
can be.
you know, it's great because I want to get into radio sometime, you know, so...
I'm not so sure it's necessary for radio.
Listen, forget about the public speaking training and get yourself on a methadone drip about now. You don't need skills to get into radio.
No. Don't even need a license
Drew,
anymore.
when's the last time we had a laugh that hearty? Public speaking.
It will come in useful. Maybe, probably not in any radio context.
No.
Yeah, I'll tell you where public speaking comes in useful as it pertains to radio. When you get dragged into the GM's office and he starts chewing you out for whatever you did on the air that day.
I mean, whichever sponsor you might have violated rudely.
Right. It's important to be able to articulate yourself when you're defending your job.
Mm-hmm.
Once you're on the air, though, you don't need any of that nonsense.
What's up, Brian?
My question is, well, I met her at a speech festival, and she was all fine and everything like that. She was normal, and we got to know each other, and we wrote letters back and forth. Well, after a while, she'd get to the point where she turned, and she'd say she's cutting herself. And she kept on telling me that she was contemplating suicide to make me feel bad.
Is that your experience of it, or did she somehow spell it out that was her intent?
Well, it was a thing, or I just picked it up because, you know, I've listened to you guys for a long time.
I'm not sure she was meant to make you feel. People that cut and people who are chronically contemplating suicide, it's kind of a different syndrome.
Yeah, but what about when people tell people they don't know real well they've been attempting suicide and cutting on themselves?
Something called projective identification that people who have a lot of emotional chaos do, where they basically externalize their feelings by projecting them onto you. You ever been around people where they make you feel just so uncomfortable and miserable and chaotic?
Yes.
That's projective identification.
Everyone I know does that.
Right.
She turned around and...
Well, she's not well. It's not nothing to do with you. Well. She's not well. She cuts on herself. She's got some serious...
Well, her family is just fine.
No.
Well, when I went up to her house, either they're hiding something...
Yep.
Or, you know...
Or something happened to her along the way.
Yeah,
I mean,
her dad's a doctor. And
that doesn't necessarily mean...
no.
Drew's kids have a dad for a doctor, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to go around and cut themselves.
Well, I pray to God you're right. But you know, people who are traumatized in childhood various ways do that kind of acting out.
What should I do to help her? I mean, as a friend.
Make sure she gets proper care. I mean, one of the things that children of medical families suffer from is a lack of medical care. You know, they don't get the doctors want to. If as a parent or a physician, I know what it is to deny when somebody is sick. You just don't want to see it. You go from thinking they're not sick to oh my God, it's the worst thing. You think of the worst possible outcomes, and try to get the family, or at least get her to speak up to her family about getting the care that she needs. Don't let the dad take care of it. Don't let anybody take care of it. Let her get her own caretakers and her own therapist, psychiatrist, whatever it might be, primary caretakers, to get this handled.
The contractor always has the worst house on the block.
I bet. Because he's so tired of doing building all day, he doesn't want to do it when he gets home.
Very true, Drew. David, 22.
Hey, how are you?
And by the way, our first caller, Tyler, the 17-year-old, her boyfriend is at work, so she says, and we cannot call him. So we will get back to Tyler when we can. Go ahead, David.
Actually, I got a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
Okay, this was 2 nights ago. I was having intercourse with my girlfriend, and I got hurt. And I don't know what you call it, but it's that membrane. Looks like the one that you got under your tongue.
Okay. Frenulum.
Looks like the one you got under your what?
Your tongue.
Under your tongue.
Right.
That little thing.
Ripped?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so it ripped, but it ripped before. say heal, and I was alright and whatever, you know. I figured it has to happen. But this happened 2 nights ago again. It ripped a little tiny part, and now I'm really, really sensitive, and like it's been like swollen.
What kind of sex you having?
Regular intercourse. What happened is that I think like my girlfriend, she's like too small for me, and we always get hurt every time. Like either one of us gets hurt.
What happens to her?
Okay, nothing happened to her. This time it was my turn.
Well, you said she gets hurt, but what happens to her when she gets hurt?
Usually she gets bruised.
Where's the bruise?
On her vagina, like on the lips.
Bruised? What do you...
What, are you getting a running start, David?
No, okay, what... Like, now the deal is,
my groin is really aching about now, Drew, between the bruised vagina and the ripped frenulum.
Okay, what happened now is that ever since that happened to me, I haven't been able to stop urinating. I've been going to the restroom every 5 to 10 minutes.
Does it hurt when you pee?
It gives me like a little burning sensation.
Yeah, you have an infection there, and that, or at least an irritation of the urethra, and that needs to be dealt with. Okay, doctor needs to see that.
Go see a doctor?
Absolutely, categorically, you could get. It's all kinds of lovely complications if that isn't properly handled.
Yeah, because I can even barely like stand my breath.
Yeah, you got to go, and when you see him or her, also show them this tear, so they can perhaps deal with that. I'm not entirely clear what you're describing there, but that needs to be looked at as well.
Is that little membrane?
I understand where you're describing, but I'm not clear what you're describing. So,
hey, hold on, David.
The deal with untreated urethritis, the urethra can narrow, it can stenose, it can sort of occlude.
Yeah,
the infection can get up into the epididymis and testes. It can affect your fertility. It can hit the prostate and cause recurrent prostate problems. It can be a big mess. See a doctor immediately tomorrow, right?
All right,
David.
Yeah.
Are you exceptionally large?
That's what my girlfriend says. I really, to be honest with you, I never compare myself with nobody else.
Oh, you don't know?
I'm like, I guess I always thought I'm like average.
Mm-hmm.
But we always get hurt. I even have trouble going in every time we.
Yeah.
But that may be because she's anxious. I mean, there may be.
You got to use lubrication, and she may be a little uptight. Pardon the pun.
Yeah, that might be too.
All right.
Yeah, all
right. You go to the doctor, she goes to the yoga class, and everyone's going to be happy.
What?
Wow. It's like his, it's like he's using his penis to open crates or something. I've knock on wood, I've never had any serious trauma to the penis. And Lord knows I've tried. But nothing's taken so far.
You don't have the same problem David had, though, do you?
The small girlfriend?
Yeah.
No, never had the big penis problem. And not only that, and I was just thinking about this, he didn't know whether his penis was large or not because he didn't really have anything to compare it to.
Right.
But don't you think guys sort of know? You know what I mean? I mean, think about that. Let's suppose, you went over the side of a ship when you were 10 years old, washed up on a beach like the Blue Lagoon, and you had no other penises to compare yours to. Don't you think you would still know if you had a really big penis or a really small penis?
Yeah.
Why? Why would you know? I knew I had an average-sized penis from the word go. Right after the umbilical cord was cut, initially there was some confusion. I said, don't cut it. And then it was...
Well, that was something your mother said, though.
Yes. All right. Pitmaster.
Yeah, what's going on? First off, yeah, I love the show, okay? I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller, but I guess you're tired of hearing that.
Not from you, Pity.
Okay. Well, my question is, I guess it was just last night. I got really paranoid, and I got real scared. And my brother told me that it was called night terrors, because I'd had that kind of experiences before, about a couple years ago.
You woke up in the middle of the night and had this?
Yeah, this was last night.
I understand. I need more detail about exactly what happened. Did you wake up suddenly and you were acutely paranoid when you woke up?
Yeah.
Were you actually awake?
Yeah, I believe I was.
Did you cry out?
No.
And what did you think was happening?
I don't know. I kept getting scared like something was going to happen.
Just a feeling of...
How about this? About 3 years ago?
Yeah.
I woke up in the middle of the night, and I thought I was going to get up and do something, and I couldn't get up. Something was holding me down.
Right. That's more of a night terror.
Okay.
And these are disorders of sleep. They are usually brought on by some psychiatric disturbance, like depression or some repressed.
So it's nothing serious?
It's nothing serious. They can be associated with neurologic disorders, like seizure disorders, that sort of thing. It'd be worthwhile that you have a doctor evaluate you just to make sure it's nothing else. But it is not an uncommon thing. You're at the age where these things can happen, and people typically will either feel frozen, locked in, and when they wake up, they really aren't actually awake is really the deal. Or they'll wake up, they'll sit up suddenly and scream out and carry on and in an altered state and then not remember it in the morning. And these are disorders of sleep.
Never have nightmares anymore. I have...
Would you dream you're falling or being chased? That's
I have annoying dreams.
You hear yourself talking?
True. Are you taking some sort of UCLA extension stand-up course that I'm not aware of? What is up with you in the last
You are my master.
2 months?
You are my teacher.
Put that on a cart, would you, Engineer Mike, please? I have dreams where I wake up. I go out to the street and I go to my car and someone has taken the carburetor off of it.
And what happens?
And I go, man, that's going to be $350. What a pain in the ass.
What kind of car is it?
It's just any car. I mean, my car.
It isn't like a Corvette or...
No, nothing spectacular. It's just pain in the ass dream.
Yeah. Similar to being hit with your own scrotum.
No, that was a too haunchy. Yeah, that was my last real nightmare. Deep end of a swimming pool, couldn't get out, and two elderly haunchy women beat me to a pulp with my own scrotum. But I think most people go through that. Savannah, 14.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay. My question is, I got really drunk at this party, like last month. And I had sex with these two guys, and I just found out that I'm pregnant.
At the same time?
The same night.
All right, so you had sex with one guy, and then you went off and had sex with another guy.
And we don't know who the father is.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they use condoms or not, because I've had sex since then, but all the guys use condoms.
Okay.
That I had sex with.
All right. I smell gambling.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. You'll be our first wagering call of the night, Savannah. All right, hold on. We got to go to break.
All right.
Jacinda's going to come in here. Bring money, Jacinda, because we're gambling on this call, and bring a little something for me too. And we'll be back with Jacinda, Savannah, and our wallets after this.
Yo, G. The phone number for LoveLine is 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine. Right back.
This is Shelley and Steve from Garbage, and you're listening to LoveLine with Adam Carolla
and Dr. Drew.
Yes, it is LoveLine at Westwood 1, home of the novelty mic stand. It's really great. If they ever have a radio circus, Westwood 2 should get involved because they have all these great stunts. They have bottomless chairs and novelty mic stands. You know what? At Knott's Berry Farm, they have that kooky shack. It's a shack that's all askew, and it feels like you're walking uphill, but you're really going downhill. That's kind of what Westwood wanted. They must have the same people who worked over at Knott's Berry Farms building their studios. All right, Drew. You know, Drew,
Hey, you don't have to look at me and tell bad jokes.
Drew doesn't. Just shut up, Drew. You know what?
Because he knows it's a bad joke.
Hold on a second, Jacinda. After going over that tape, I realized what a coward you were when we had Alexandra Paul in here last night.
Why?
Because here's what happens. I shoot my mouth off, and everyone hates me.
Yeah.
You sit back there like Mussolini with your arms folded and nodding in agreement, but when the air check gets played, I'm the one who's mouthing off. Now, if they come, I'm the only one one who's outraged here. If they had a film, you would be just as guilty as I would be, because it'd be like a guy standing behind Hitler nodding his head when he was going off.
Now, wait a minute. You got to understand, I get a vicarious gratification for watching you go off. I don't necessarily agree with what you're going off about.
Yes,
so
you
I
do.
prod you a little bit, just to mean I necessarily agree.
Yeah. All right. Like, I believe that. Jacinda Barrett is here. Jacinda and Chris Hardwick is here too, but don't talk, Chris. He's Chris is from Singled Out, and he fills in for me, and he's become a friend over the years.
And Adam's very threatened by you lately, Adam.
Oh, shush.
I must tell you.
Let me move on with this show here. Jacinda was, I guess her break came from the Real World in the UK, and that's a couple years old now, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 years.
And you were
we were living it.
You were a model before that, right?
In Europe.
Now let me get a little history from you. Where are you from?
Australia.
All right, I knew that, but
Australia.
I wanted the audience to hear it. And you started modeling at what age?
At 14, but I started traveling at 17.
So you
full time.
You just sort of modeled in Australia.
Yeah, well, I was still at school, and then at 17, I took off and started traveling and modeling overseas.
And how did you get hooked up with the Real World folks?
I was living in Paris at the time, and then they saw some tape, and I ended up going to. They actually cast like 25,000 people. Astonishingly enough, you'd think they just choose random people for those 7, but
well, it takes 25,000 to look random.
yeah, to get a few good losers in there too.
Right.
So anyway, flew to London a few times and met with the people there, and then they chose the 7. It took 6 months for them to choose those people.
That sounds like MTV.
Right. Yeah. And not pay them. And then
exactly.
After that, you went back. I know you're getting into acting now, but after the Real World, did you just go back into modeling, or did you start up with the acting?
I came here directly after, because I was traveling like nonstop, and I came here and I was still modeling and still have been modeling all the way through, and I started acting then, but I went away to England to study acting.
Right. I remember when
Chris was missing me. Do you remember that?
Chris made a desperate plea. I didn't pick up the phone, but it was on my machine, and it basically went, he spoke like Superman when he was in front of Kryptonite. Jacinda in UK need porn now. Must find
That's the first
penis.
I've heard about that.
Oh yes, it was.
He had to find a penis. Is that what you said?
He wanted to find his penis. That was
his penis.
In Superman talk. That's the way it came across. All right, so.
Honey, I never did that.
He did, and I sent over a couple of my bitches, and he was fine,
good.
and
as long as he was satisfied.
He sent over a bottle of Crown Royal the next
Oddly
day.
enough, I found the penises when he sent his bitches over. Which was the interesting thing.
I told him to keep it between their legs. Campfire Tales is the name of the. Is this your first movie?
Yes.
And it's coming out in the fall.
Yes.
And is it a like independent type film, or is it a big release thing?
People, did you ever see The Last Supper? It was a big Sundance film.
Saw the painting.
Did you?
Yes.
So that was their first movie by this same production company, and then this is their second. And yes, we'll get domestic and international release.
Now, are you just going out on auditions right now, or I mean, once this thing comes out, then people see you, and then it's easier to go out and get an acting gig, I'd imagine.
Yeah, of course. I mean, when people are seeing you and stuff, it's going to help.
But if you don't have, don't get condescending, Jacinda. What I'm saying is there's a little in between time here, because the movie comes out in 3 months, and until then, you don't have tape on yourself making movies.
I do actually have some tape.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Can I see that?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll send it over.
Oh, you have acting stuff?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So use that. All right. You have your money out, by the way?
Yeah. What do I need the money for?
We're gambling on a phone call. Who was that? Savannah?
Yeah.
I think I actually have $1 tonight, Drew. That's huge. Oh, it's my last one.
What
I got to win.
Each other.
Here's the way we're going to do this. Put the buck in the pot there, and here's the way we're going to approach it. Savannah is 14. Savannah went to a party, had sex with one guy because she got loaded, and then went and had sex with another guy.
Same night
at the same party. And since then has had sex with at least one other gent. And
she said several other.
She did say several.
Yeah.
She's 14.
She's 14.
Right.
And is pregnant.
Let's go. Talk to her.
All right.
So what are we betting on?
Well, hold on a second. Okay. Oh, damn it. Hold on. Savannah?
Yeah.
All right, is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not several guys, just like 2 other guys since then.
A couple of other guys.
Okay. All right. We're going to gamble on your past, all right?
Okay.
All right. Now, here's the way the show works. We try to figure out what happened to Savannah. Take notes, Chris. When I'm not here, gambling is a major part of the show. We're going to try to figure out what happened to her.
That's caused her
That's caused her to do this.
Chris wants to participate.
Chris is in the pot,
to have
too.
so many sexual partners.
Yeah, at 14.
Yeah, and just it's not really a matter of numbers. It's more the vibe that we get. But there's a general acting out that's going on here. And usually something came before that.
Right.
All right. So, Drew.
Not usually, always.
Why don't you start it off to lead by example tonight?
Oh, jeez. Real chaotic family system. Maybe mom was even hospitalized for, like, psychiatric stuff. She gets abused by somebody nearby at a young age, and off she goes.
You're going sexual abuse, then?
Yeah.
And
I'm not sure it happened in the family, like a real chaos in the family. I sort of feel
all right, but no incest or anything like that?
No, nearby.
Uncle, like the neighbor,
yeah,
uncle, something like that. Okay. Chris.
Saw the movie Kids, thought the soundtrack was bitchin'.
All right.
Either that or she was running for freshman class president.
All right. Can we get Bobcat Goldthwait to sit in for me next time I'm here? No, tell us, Chris. What is it? What happened to her? What is her past like? You can just go with straight alcoholism.
Okay, I'm gonna go with abandonment. I'm gonna say it was abandoned by a male figure early in her life. Okay. And now
so dad just left.
And dad left.
All right,
and maybe doesn't have a good relationship with mom.
That's fine.
And
That's
is
cool.
compensating with
Dad's out of the scene.
It's a male.
How early did Dad leave?
Paternalistic figure.
How early?
I would say 6 to 8.
6 to 8.
6 to 8.
Okay, solid. Jacinda?
I was thinking some kind of substance abuse with her.
Oh, with her?
Oh, sure.
Because
the
her
consequences.
parents, she's seen her parents, either her mother or father, either alcohol or... Where is she from?
Who cares?
We never,
You're going with alcohol or substance abuse.
Alcohol in the family. That's probably going to be there.
Very solid.
Yeah.
Well, she did that night, didn't she?
Try to be a little more specific. What happened?
I'm saying that she's abusing substances because
but her parents,
just go with parents were alcoholics
and became abusive when they were drunk or something. That would help.
Yeah,
Drew sees a big pot here, and he wants to make sure everyone's nailed down the specific answer.
Right.
I know the way Drew works.
All right. He's got a better chance.
All right, drunk and abuse. I will go with abandonment on the dad's side, but I will go early, before 6.
Okay.
So, Chris, you have after 6? I'm going before 6.
So you're outside the line now.
Savannah.
Yeah.
All right, baby, what happened?
Okay. You want me to tell you what happened at the party?
No. Your early upbringing, your family.
Well, I never knew my dad.
Oh, thank God.
My mom wasn't married to him.
Are you sure? Maybe like you forgot by the time you were 6 or 8.
Did she bring in other people into the house?
Just her boyfriend.
What did her boyfriends do to you?
Well, the very first time I had sex was my mom's boyfriend.
Please, Adam, speak.
He needs what?
The moms.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Drew. I will speak to the guests because Drew is tired of hearing this tirade. We hear this night after night after night. The boyfriend, the stepfather
the
came
babysitter.
in, the babysitter, and the men that the moms bring into the house to keep an eye on the kids is like they're bringing the jackals in to the chicken coop to guard the young chicks. It is pathetic. I know there's a lot of, I know moms are between a rock and a hard place when they're single moms, and a lot of them are a little effed up and a little bit desperate. But please, moms, stop bringing pedophiles and abusers into the home.
It's all right. It's one thing if they need to have an abuser to be in a relationship with. If a mom needs to be abused because her dad was abusive, for crying out loud, do not bring that abuse or into the home in proximity of these children.
I was going to say, how does the situation arise that that young child is alone with this man for such long periods of time that he can abuse her?
What happened with that, Savannah?
Well, my mom, she works and stuff, and he used to babysit me.
And did you tell her? Did you tell your mom?
No.
Did he threaten to hurt you if you did?
Yeah.
How old were you when this happened?
I was 10.
So, all right. So you understand why you're acting out now, right?
Mhm.
I mean, you listen to the show?
Yeah.
What's the deal with your mom? Was she pretty kind of kooky herself?
Well, I don't know what you mean by that.
Did she have a lot of depression, a lot of problems?
She has a lot of like mood swings and
Yeah.
stuff. And some of my friends say that she's like kind of crazy, I guess.
All right. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll cover this real quick, and then we'll get to your pregnancy. Savannah, you were severely traumatized, and your male selection process is way, way off. And it's going to be off for a while. And what you need to do is take a little time out from dating. You cannot be trusted to get involved with relationships, because whoever you pick is going to be the wrong guy by virtue of the fact of the events that happened to you when you were young. I mean, you understand?
And your whole notion of intimacy and sexuality is going to be impaired.
Right.
It really is. It's going to cause you more trouble than it's going to help you feel better. Even though you might feel better for brief periods of time, it's not the solution.
Okay, so what do you...
Now here we are.
Do you know you're pregnant?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I am.
How come?
I took one of those home pregnancy tests.
What do you plan to do with this pregnancy?
I really don't want this baby. And someone told me that if I starve myself, it'll...
No, Savannah, please. Call, and let me give you a phone number. Let me see. We got a family plan.
Hold on. You got a pen, Savannah?
Yeah, hold on.
All right, go get one. Oh, if I starve myself.
Oh, okay, I got a pen.
When did this happen? Well, it doesn't matter now. You're definitely pregnant. Please, if you have unprotected sex, there is a morning after pill. You can take it within 48 hours of sexual intercourse.
Makes you feel sick, but it's
Makes you feel a little sick, potentially. Not always, but usually.
How do you know?
And
just a guess. I heard it makes you feel sick.
Hey, you saw the real world.
I didn't see that. Was that edited?
Yeah, they had. I bought the video. It's like Cops, the edited version or the unedited version of Cops, where they show all the hookers' breasts. They have the same thing with the real world.
This really is an educational show, isn't it?
Jacinda was in her panties the entire video.
Here is the National Planned Parenthood. You ready, Savannah?
Yeah.
1-800-230-PLAN plan. 1-800-230-PLAN. There's another crisis line I've got for you, 1-800-522-8336, 1-800-522-8336. And there are ways to manage this pregnancy. At 14 in most states, I think you still can do it without your parents' involvement. So go do what you need to do here if that's what you want to do.
Okay.
What is this person? What could this girl do to find a positive role model in her life? After she's brought up in that environment,
Yeah,
it's not her choice. What is she supposed to do?
I think what she has to do is, and it's sad advice that we have to give to so many listeners, which is just don't act out on anything for a couple of years. Your impulse is to do heroin. Your impulse is to break a bar stool over your teacher's head. Your impulse is to have sex with the entire, graduating senior class. Don't do any of it. Because somebody got hold of you, somebody screwed you up, and you're going to act out, and you're going to get pregnant, you're going to get HIV, or you're going to get thrown in jail, or you're going to get killed before you're 16.
And they're not doing it for the pleasure, are they?
No,
I mean, the girls
absolutely
they're
not.
doing it. They're not even enjoying it. They're going and having sex, and they're not enjoying it.
It's I'm not sure I can speak to the.
No, it's
the
more
deeper
insulin than it is Twinkie. Finally, there's some sanity in the. Listen, we're running late for break. I'm going to split the money with Drew because Drew went with.
Yeah, you guys got half.
What'd you go there, Drew?
Sexually abused by somebody nearby. Crazy mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I usually go with under 6'2", and I went above 6, and I should have stayed with.
Played a bad hunch. All right, we'll explain the insulin and Twinkie to Drew during the break, and we'll be back with more LoveLine.
Welcome to the biggest show on earth. Thrills galore. The strangest freaks, the highest acrobats, and the funniest clowns.
LoveLine. We'll be right back.
LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Jacinda Barrett is here, and also Chris Hardwick. They are the dynamic acting duo. Chris, you can find on MTV Singled Out, and Jacinda, you used to be able to find on MTV's Real World in the UK.
And you know MTV, they'll be airing it for the next 30 years.
Right. That's right. She was so beautiful when she was young. Look at her. And she's now parlaying this MTV business and the modeling into an acting career. Where did you two meet? I'm guessing at some MTV function.
No, somebody introduced us over the phone, and then we went out, and Chris got very, very intoxicated that evening.
What? Oh, I heard Adam was intoxicated last time you and Jacinda crossed paths with you.
Don't you, Adam?
I didn't get any, though, did I? I wasn't as lucky as Chris.
What was he talking about?
It was just, what, was that 2 weeks ago, the Winnie Roast? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember meeting my friend who was queuing up for the toilets? Do you remember what you were talking to her about?
Yeah. She had a tremendous clitoris, I think. Was that it?
Do you remember how you both described it?
No. How did I describe?
You were asking her like how it was shaped. Was it like a big flower or more like a little oyster?
I may have used sea anemone, but. Yeah, that's the problem with my job.
You are all class.
Well,
hey, this is the ambassador of this show out there. Please. Please.
Yeah, where's my sash? The point is we're waiting in line at one of those porta potties.
So, of course, the person next to you have to begin talking about their...
I didn't bring it up. Jacinda introduced me to her, and she right after her last name, went right into her tremendous clitoris.
That's right.
I don't know if she was pulling my clitoris or she actually has one.
And you asked me, you were like, is this for real? And I told you, yeah. And so you went over and talked to her like it was for real.
Did she take steroids? Oh, it wasn't for real.
It wasn't.
I have this weird theory about getting effed up and having everyone screw around with you. I think this is part of it. But why is it whenever you partake, there's always somebody coming up to you and screwing with you a little bit? This stuff does not happen when you're sober. Well, I hope I conducted myself like a gentleman.
Yeah,
it sounds like it.
You're pretty good.
It's a mighty fine clitoris, ma'am.
What's its name? All right. We ready to get back to the phones?
Let's take a call, please.
All right, we want to finish off with Tyler, who was the first call of the night. Tyler.
Hi.
Hey, you're 17. You called in. We talked to you about 45 minutes ago.
Right.
And the deal was your boyfriend wanted oral pleasure, wanted you to pleasure him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you weren't into it really at all, were you?
Well, at first I was.
But you're not into it now.
When it happens every day, I just...
The problem is, you said to help this young lady. She cannot tell him. She is afraid of being rejected by him if she tells him how she really feels about
it. It terrifies me how many girls I know who are scared to say what they really feel to men.
What?
They're
where is
scared
that, where
to
is
say
that
no.
coming from? Where is that coming from?
You don't seem to be one of those people.
It's good, isn't it? You should be happy.
But this is really the thing. But not even in the context of an interpersonal relationship, because women have a much better sense of how to conduct themselves in intimate relationships, and they should be leading the way in, and men should be following, not putting their needs ahead of the woman. The woman shouldn't be frightened to demand their needs be met first, and that they be in control of how the relationship evolves. Really. How can we make that happen? How can Tyler, for instance, learn how to do that?
I don't know. Is this her first sexual relationship?
No.
So you've been, how old were you when you lost your virginity, if you don't mind me asking?
14.
See, I don't know. To me, that seems really young.
Why did you do that? I don't mean to be...
I thought I was in love, and then I also had his kid.
Wow.
So...
Oh, you had it?
Different guy. Yeah, different guy.
So you have a child now?
A 2-year-old, yes.
Wow.
Boy, there could, if we didn't just gamble on the last caller, there would be money coming out of wallets right now, Tyler.
So, you must have a lot of, command and respect with your child, right? You don't have a problem telling him no when he's being naughty or when he's out of line. Where is there a problem lying with your boyfriend? You can obviously take command when you need to.
Right. Well, he's just like, I don't know. I'm afraid that, maybe one day when actually I want him to pleasure me, he's going to say no because I wouldn't pleasure him.
If that's the case,
then that isn't it.
But it's good. I've managed to retain the abuser. Right? Oh, good. I've kept him happy. The abuser's okay, and so he won't abuse me if I assert myself.
All right, this is like a boss saying, our employee shows up 45 minutes late. He's drunk. He's surly, but make sure we have a fresh pot of coffee for him because we wouldn't want him to quit.
Right. Same deal.
Tyler, this is retarded logic.
But somehow you seem to be anticipating abuse from men. and you're idealizing this guy in terms of making him something he's not. If he cannot accept you and care and nurture you and be concerned about your feelings, then this is not a relationship.
And you need to start setting an example for Junior as well. And I'm not talking about a sexual example, but just a sane mommy who's assertive.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to you, Tyler?
What do you mean?
When you were a kid?
When I was a kid?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing like the last girl, no.
You just got pregnant at 14 and...
got pregnant at 14.
Do you talk to your mom about this kind of stuff that you're asking us?
No, no way. My mom thinks I'm not having sex anymore.
You tried it once at 14 and that was enough?
That was it, yeah.
Oh, that's a naive mom.
Definitely.
Where's Dad? Oops, where's Dad?
Dad's here. He's here.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have an open relationship with anybody in your family?
My little sister.
But she's a lot younger, right?
Yeah, she's 14.
Were you doing drugs or anything when you got pregnant?
No, nothing.
All right, Tyler, assert yourself to this guy, and if he gets PO'd and leaves, it's good.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
All right.
It's hard for people. It's hard.
Yeah,
especially at that age.
Why?
Especially
At, like,
when you have a
14?
kid.
Oh.
At 14...
But why are so many people having sex so young?
Well, young women is looking for somebody to rescue them as much as anything, and they idealize these young men as to be somebody who's going to marry them and have kids with them. And they in their mind, there's this huge history, a future history laid out before them, when the guy is interested in none of that. But they can't imagine that.
I blame it on friends.
Yeah.
I think everyone wants to be Ross and Rachel. They're 14. Oh, look, let's be cute like
they're
that.
like 37.
Well, but you make... I'm starting to talk like you now. I'm picking up your...
Keep working on it. George.
Yeah.
14, you're on LoveLine.
Hi. First of all, I want to say, Adam, Drew, you guys rock. And I want to say to Jacinda that I've always thought you were the coolest.
Yeah.
And you just kick. And I just wanted to ask if you remember, it's good that Chris is there too. A few months back, like in October or something, when we faxed Chris.
Here?
To come over to our school.
Here?
Oh, yeah, and I called you guys.
Yeah. You guys called her back.
That's
Stephanie.
right, and we had a long conversation.
Yeah, you guys had a conversation, and I was pretty pissed off at her for not telling
Oh, you're the one. Oh, I remember. I heard all about you.
What happened? No, Chris was filling in on this show,
Yeah,
and
you
you
brought the
faxed him?
fax home. And he brought the fax home because they wanted us to come to the school to talk.
Yeah, we needed like somebody to interview us, and since I've always I've always thought Jacinda was like the ultimate best, and the only way we can get to Jacinda is Chris. So we faxed.
It's a common problem in my career, isn't it?
Yeah, but you rule too.
First Jenny McCarthy, now Jacinda.
Well, that's not freaking Carmen Electra.
Oh, yeah. Can you get her on the show?
Yeah, dude, totally.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I think she'll sleep with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
Hey, George.
Yeah.
Why are you so nuts about Jacinda? From the real world?
Ever since the real world, I didn't like, all like the fake girls and stuff. Like, I don't like Carmen Electra because she's just way too fake for me.
No, yeah.
But like Jacinda, I mean, you just see her, and that's how she is at home. And
All right, I don't want to put you on the spot here, George, but you're 14.
Yeah.
You watch a lot of MTV.
Oh yeah.
They run that Real World pretty late at night after the folks.
They don't run
go to
the Real
bed.
World 4 anymore.
Have you ever masturbated to her image?
No.
Really?
No, I haven't.
Why not?
Why not? I respect you, Jacinda.
Oh, that's beautiful. All right, George.
All right, I just want to say that you rule.
Who?
No, you.
You, Jacinda,
Thank
and
you.
all of you there right now.
All right,
Yeah.
and what about Chris?
Chris kicks.
Oh, okay.
I'm just sort of the Duke. I'm like the liaison between the king and queen.
Entertain us. All right, we got to go to break. Chris, why don't you get me an herbal tea?
All right, do you want sugar in that?
Surprise me.
All right.
And we'll be back with Jacinda and Drew after this.
Kick it! I want to love you.
LoveLine will be right back, and boy, will we be mad if you bail.
Yes, Yes, it is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. Chris Hardwick is here from MTV, and Jacinda Barrett is here from MTV. And we will be back in 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on radio station.
The lunatic fringe of American FM.
Oh, boy, do they suck.
WEBN, Cincinnati.
All right. More Loveline with Jacinda Barrett from the Real World and Chris Hardwick from Singled Out. Both MTV folks. And Campfire Tales is the name of the feature that you can find Jacinda out in the fall.
Yeah.
You don't have a specific date, just...
no, I don't. But
when it starts getting a little cold and it gets dark earlier, look for Jacinda in the theaters. Also, Jacinda, was it recently in People's 50 Most Beautiful People?
A month ago or something. They have one a year, this special.
Oh, yes. It's huge.
Adam was up for it.
Were you? What did you get to?
Like the most
59 and you got...
Yeah, I was...
What do you think lost it for you?
I think it was the hairy crack. Thank you, Drew.
Was it?
No, I don't. I'm not in the running for these things. I think I have too big a brow or something for this. Now, how did you get into this? I don't mean to be condescending, but do they just pick randomly, or do you have a publicist who goes and
I don't
petitions?
even have a publicist. So, no, I didn't have a publicist. I don't know how they chose me. They just chose randomly. I actually saw an article on it on Dateline, and they start with 300 and narrow it down every single week. And then they end up with 50. And I don't know how I got chosen, why.
But it's something like, it's not a write-in thing or anything. No. It's not like
nobody
the
proposes
baseball all-star game.
But publicists do. I mean, they really try and get their people in that because it's a good issue to get in. But ultimately, people makes a decision, and they don't care what publicists submit.
And they, so basically the editors of People all sit around and they come up with a list of names, and they probably have your picture, I'd imagine.
Yeah, we did an article for them, so they had our pictures.
And then they just sit down and narrow it down. Now, did you come in at one number, or you just, once you're in the top 50, you're in the top 50?
There's no numbering. You're just in there.
Is it 25 guys and 25 ladies?
No, there's probably more women.
Well, as well it should be.
Yeah.
And
you know what else is really funny? If you type my name up on the internet, this is really funny. We were going through it, and a few things came up with my name, and one of them was nude pictures of me, which of course aren't true. But they were advertising people from that 50 Most Beautiful People list, nude pictures of them on the web.
And is your head on a different body?
No, you pay the money, you get in, and then you find out it's just a lot of crap to get you in there.
You mean they don't produce anything?
No, they don't have anything, nothing. We thought it would be superimposed.
Incidentally, I have that membership for another 9 months if you want to come over and... I want to see email you some nice barnyard photos of
they don't have
from
pictures.
Sweden.
Yeah,
sure, you can get anything.
Chris should have been in that top 50. Now that you understand, that gives you more leverage in the relationship now.
Yeah,
because you're of the 50 most attractive people in the United States.
So he better not screw with him.
And he's
in trouble.
He doesn't really have enough money. All right, Sherry, 26.
Hi.
Hey.
My question is about gay people. I have an aunt, and she has 3 boys, and they're all in their 20s. And her oldest one came out of the closet about 6 months ago, and she kind of had some trouble with that. And her youngest one came out of the closet about 4 or 5 days ago, and then brought his boyfriend home. And I was just wondering, could that be like any kind of genetic or...
So 2 out of the how many brothers are gay?
3 boys, and she's really starting to worry about.
How much do they know about that? How much is genetic? How much?
They really don't. It's like anything with human behavior, that the controversy goes on. And as is often also the case with human behavior, there usually is some contribution of biology and genetics and some contribution of environment. And there is some evidence that there are sort of neuroanatomical differences in people who might be more predisposed to becoming homosexual. And there certainly are lots of theories about the environmental issues and upbringing and parental relationships and whatnot.
Well, the youngest one right now, he is claiming that he was molested when he was 11.
And that is a common way that men get stuck when their sexual orientation.
Molested by one of the other brothers?
No, by a stepbrother, but...
What do you want to bet the older brother was, too?
No, he wasn't.
Well, anyway, be that as it may, why would you immediately run to a genetic explanation, not environmental, since they were also all raised in the same environment?
I don't know. Well, see, that's her biggest question right now. She really doesn't know how to handle this. She's really...
Well, nature or nurture, just look in the mirror. I mean, she's the reason.
Either way.
Well, whether it's, if it's some gene thing, then she passed the gene on. And if it's because she brought some step guy into the family and screwed him up, or she played too many Judy Garland records when they were too young, or whatever it is, Mommy was there every step of the way.
Well, I have on the other side of my family, on my father's side, I have an aunt that used to dress her little boy up in dresses and take him out, and he's gay, and I don't have any question about that.
About the fact that it is environmentally influenced, at least. Well,
but as far as the...
Yeah, but you see, you never know, because the guy could have, ended up being ended up to be a hockey player or something. My mom was a health food nut, so I now shotgun pie filling out of cans just to combat Mom's health food attitude with me.
But I think every young boy, when you're a kid, you put on Mom's wig and some makeup and a dress, and you tuck your little pee-pee between your legs, and you pretend... doesn't everyone do that? Didn't you do that?
You head down to the mall and you make some money.
Didn't everybody do that?
So, Chris, is this something that you tried when you were a kid, putting your mom's wig on and tucking your pee-pee between your legs?
You can't prove that.
But Jerry, I don't...
It's all on the website.
You're thinking awfully... negatively about these poor guys who happen to be gay.
I'm not.
But look, but everybody's, how are we going to fix them? How are we going to deal with them? I mean, look, they're her sons. They're who they are. They've changed. They've determined their sexual orientation. Whatever it is about their environmental, their upbringing that has resulted in these behaviors, they've resolved it, and they now hopefully have mature relationships, and they happen to be gay relationships. That's the way it goes. She needs to love her sons for whom they are.
Sean, 27.
Yes.
They are on with Chris and Jacinda.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
All right, my question is for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
I was injured a few years back, had a shattered testicle, and I was wondering, crushed testicle, but I was wondering, I was, for the whole weekend...
Hold on. A shattered testicle? Or a fractured testicle?
No. Crushed, like you take a hard-boiled egg and you go mush, and that's it. That's what you get.
Did it get taken out?
Yes.
It was taken out.
How did it happen?
I was in the Navy, and some guys were messing around, and I told them to knock it off, and one guy, came at me, and then one guy held me while this other guy hit me with his knee, and he caught it in the inside of my thigh, so that was it. It popped. Whew. So.
Anything happen to those guys?
Not much. 15 days restriction, extra day. It's like being told by your parents, hey, you got to stay home for 15 days and do extra work. That's it.
Wow.
Was this out at sea?
No. This is just during the Persian Gulf War. I want my Purple Heart. No, it was during the Persian Gulf War, and it was down in Long Beach.
Deserves it.
So.
Yeah. So, Sean.
Yes.
All right. So, at least you got out of there, right?
Yeah, they sent me to a dry dock in Point Loma, San Diego.
Wow.
So.
All right. So, what's your question?
All right. The whole weekend it sat there. They didn't really do much for it. The whole weekend it sat there in the blood and stuff, and it was all swollen.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, would that raise my chances of having maybe cancer in the other one? Since it sat in there for the whole weekend?
No. But they could have perhaps saved the testicle that was damaged if they'd gotten right on it.
Yeah, that's what they told me. There was nothing they could have did for it because it was
too badly injured.
In bad shape. But it happened Friday morning, and I didn't get to the hospital until Monday, evening, when they actually opened me up and checked me out.
Oh boy, the pain probably got worse over those 2 days too.
I don't know.
Because the testicle basically dies.
Yeah,
it starts to break down. It's just a mess.
Oh, is that a long weekend?
Yeah, I was pretty much asleep the whole time. I don't remember most of it, so.
Because you were so.
They give me Motrin, no?
Oh, beautiful.
You couldn't have demanded medical attention?
Well, I went down there. They took me down to medical, and they just looked at it and told me, go to your rack, here's some Motrin. And
they didn't know what they were looking at.
Yeah, then the next day it was all swollen, and so they sent me to a hospital, and the doctor wanted to keep me, but there was because they didn't notify the medical doctor on board to stay that you had someone that might be seriously injured, so he left. So there was no one there to sign Saturday to let me stay at the hospital. So they had to bring me all the way back to the ship because no one could authorize me to stay at the hospital.
Wow.
So then Monday they made me get in my Navy uniform and go over to Balboa, which this was happening in Long Beach, so I had that 2-hour drive, 3-hour drive to the hospital.
I would have rather stepped on a landmine in Saudi Arabia. I really would have. One more reason to go to college, everybody.
And that, by the way, is another reason why the people with this kind of injury don't go to healthcare, is they want to deny, hey, it's okay. They don't want to know they're in trouble.
But would he still be able to get a woman pregnant?
Yes, it should not affect your fertility. It will definitely not increase your risk of cancer.
All right, but we all send a nut out to you because I think as Jacinda, you can't identify. Perhaps your friend with the tremendous clitoris would
I'm
identify.
sure she could identify.
Allison, 18.
That's her name.
Hi.
Tremendous.
No, Allison.
But you call
she's
her.
not 18.
You call her TC for tremendous clitoris.
I think I'll start doing that.
Please do. Hold on, I want to talk to Jacinda for a second. What kind of people do you hang out with? Who I've never met this woman in my life who would approach me with this problem.
She's a very open young lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very friendly.
How old is she?
She's 32.
And does she
How old are you?
I'm 33.
Oh.
Does she have problems?
No, she's all right. We're just stuffing around. We're being stupid. So you were walking along looking pretty wasted. So we thought, hey, Adam,
imagine me.
here.
Wait a minute, wasted at a concert? Please, I'm insulted. Allison.
Yeah.
All right, you're 18. You're on LoveLine with Jacinda Barrett from the Real World and Chris Hardwick, who's not from the Real World.
Hi, man. I hope I don't get you guys in trouble from calling you when you're at work.
What?
I can't hardly hear you guys.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm a teen parent, and I just broke up with the father, and he broke into some girl's house and stole her underwear, and I guess he did it more than once or twice, and they had to put a video camera in there.
Oh my God.
And I'm just wondering if I should go visit him in jail and stuff and have a relationship since he's so, I don't know.
This guy is an asshole.
I know.
Where did that come from?
That's the spirit of Drew. You want to know whether you should visit the guy who he's in jail for stealing the panties?
But why was he stealing the panties in the first place?
I don't know, because I just broke up with him and then he went and did this.
Who was the girl?
A family friend that he knew like his whole life.
Well, this guy
weirdo
got problems. You broke up with him, right?
Yeah, this is after I broke up with him.
No. Let's stay with you. You broke up with him, right?
Yeah.
Was that to get him out of your life entirely?
Yeah.
Why would you go back on that?
Oh, I was just because he did so much for me when he was the father, and he didn't...
Wait. Stay where you were. You broke up with him. Why did you break up with him?
We argued, and he was a screamer, and just because we argued so much.
So the relationship wasn't working. He was emotionally abusive.
Yeah.
And you wanted him out of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want him to still be in your child's life? Are you raising the child still?
Yeah.
And did you want the father to be around?
That's what I don't want him to be around, but some of the men in my life are guilting me, saying that that's like really wrong for me to keep him out of the child's life.
He has got some
the panty bandit.
Yeah, he's got some problems with his sexual.
This is a guy you need. This is a molder.
Yeah.
This guy should be running youth camps and whatnot.
Yeah.
We take our brightest minds and put them behind bars as if this was Russia under Stalin. This is horrible. This is an outrage. This man should be out walking free. He should be working in the undergarments department of Macy's. This is an outrage.
Yeah, he is suspect because he abused you.
Bake a cake and put a pair of underwear in it.
And he does weird things with his sort of sexual...
yeah, he got caught on camera masturbating with the underwear.
All right.
There's somebody better out there for you.
All right.
I hope so. If it's not, end of story.
I would be worried.
There's a corpse out there who doesn't steal underwear.
I would be worried about him being in your child's life. If you wanted to have supervised visitation once a week or something, that would be reasonable. But there's no reason you should be having a relationship with this person with whom you had a glimmer of health by recognizing this thing needed to end. Don't go back on that. What is the matter with you, Allison? Now that he's in prison, now he's in a position to have a relationship with you.
She likes a man in a uniform.
No, I don't. I have a new, because I want to I have a new boyfriend and I want him to be the father, but all these men in my life are guilting me, saying that.
Wait, hold on. We're gambling again, but hold on, Allison. I need just a moment with Allison. First off, I want to get to the bottom of the panty controversy here. How is it that a guy comes in and steals panties a couple of times and they decide to put a video camera in the room? I mean, how do you even know when a pair of panties have been lifted from your drawer? I have my underwear stashed all around the house. I keep a pair in the glove box. I got a pair underneath the kitchen sink. I wouldn't know if someone came in and stole a 10 pair of panties, except for I would probably stumble over their corpse on the way through the front door. So, Allison,
I don't know.
How did they know what was going on with this?
People.
I haven't talked to the victim, but
well, stealing panties is a victimless crime.
We have talked to people on the show before have had that happen to them, and it's quite a violation. It freaks women out when that happens.
Really? I would take it as a compliment. All right, but so they actually hid a camera in the room, and then they saw him breaking in to the room.
Yeah, they knew who it was immediately.
Although he had probably been a guest at the house.
Oh, wait a minute. My baby has something, okay?
Okay. All right.
Maybe it was a Candid Camera episode, and coincidentally, it was like the talking panty. And then this guy came in and started masturbating, and they couldn't use the tape, so they took him to court.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh.
Hey, Allison?
Yeah?
So he knew the people whose panties he stole.
Yeah.
Right.
He was friends with them his whole life.
Right. Okay. So then they found the videotape, and they saw him masturbating with the panties, and that was enough to send him into prison? He must have done something else.
Well, I don't know. He got convicted of felony burglary and
Mom, go take care of that kid, please. Child's more important than us. What did you take away from her?
Oh, he got a hold of something really small.
You're afraid he's going to choke on it?
Yeah.
Why don't you go pick him up? Tend to him.
Wait a minute.
I can't stand
Here's
that.
your Baba. There you go.
Okay.
All right. Allison.
How old are you? 18.
I'm 18.
Why do you need to bother with this guy's problems of stealing pants? You have a child to deal with.
Yeah, focus on the child.
Because we have a child together, I know.
No, he should not be alone with the child. He should have supervised visitation of anything, and that's it. You should not be having a relationship with him because you have a child.
I don't want a relationship
all right,
with him
at all. That's it. Okay, fine.
Good.
Hey, you answered your own question.
That's enough of him. All right?
Okay.
Better no dad than panty bandit dad. It really is. And this guy would have a child with the comforter of the house that he stole the panties from, if that was possible. Oh, do you want to know why this country's heading? Please, move back to Australia now, Jacinda.
Why?
Because this country is going straight into the garbage can.
I was just talking to Drew about that. It's terrifying, the calls you get and the things that people believe and will put up with.
But it brings out a really sweet, endearing Mr. Rourke type quality in Drew. Your child is crying. Tend to him. Do not bother with us.
Let him suckle your bosom. Okay.
He goes one step further.
Desiree, 19.
Maybe you guys have kids.
Oh, no. We couldn't handle one between the two of us.
You will lactate, too, when you hear a child crying.
I'm lactating now, but it's just not out of my nipples. Desiree, 19.
Yep.
What do you need?
I just want to say, Chris Hardwick, you are the hottest. Oh, my God. Everybody's talking about Jacinda and stuff. You're totally hot. Anyway.
14-year-old girls, they're the ones that go for Chris. Oh, my God.
Right. As soon as that 15th birthday, though, that's it.
Anyway, I seem to have this problem. Every time I'm in a relationship, it seems like guys just totally fall in love with me, even if I don't have a relationship with them, even if they're just my friends. It's like they totally just are way into me and want all my attention.
Adam's going to shed some wisdom.
But Desiree,
go to town.
You're so intriguing.
Nah. I find myself mesmerized as well. You're good looking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And or you have large breasts, as Jacinda's frantically gesturing across the console.
No.
And if you have both,
They're average.
Average breasts, but
good body.
Better than average body.
I don't know. I mean...
Yeah, you're attractive. You've been told you're attractive, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. And what happens is guys you come across are going to become attracted to you, whether it be friends, co-workers, even some family members after a certain number of Chardonnays.
Men are pathetic that way. We cling and we idealize and we get involved with people that we don't really even know just based on appearances.
Okay, here's my big problem with the whole thing.
No, men do that.
What is your big problem?
I've had, most of the boyfriends I have are long-term, and then that's the whole situation. And then I start to feel really bad and guilty, and I can't break up with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go through this whole thing, and finally I just hit this point where I break, and I'm like, oh, I can't be with you anymore. And then they don't understand, and then I feel guilty all over again, and then I start doing stuff with them again, but I still don't want to be with them, but they think that I do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I don't know.
Why do you feel so bad about yourself in general?
God, I don't know. I mean, it's weird because I'm so outgoing with other things, but when it comes to relationships, I just can't deal.
You just don't feel good in relationships.
But this wasn't her initial question, was it?
Yeah, but she's having trouble in relationships. That's what she's telling us.
It just seems like,
she doesn't view herself realistically, so she can't understand why guys would get preoccupied with her, and she gets blindsided by that when she's nice to them and gets involved with them, and boom, they're really involved. She doesn't see it coming. And then when she is involved in a relationship, she can't assert her real feelings. She can't even identify her real feelings. The guys don't realize what's going on until she can't handle it anymore, and then suddenly she cuts it off, and they're confused.
True, you know more about people's relationships than they do after talking to them for 45 seconds. How is that?
I don't know. It's a common thing.
All right, Desiree?
Is that right? Is that accurate?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and it has to do with your relationship with yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you view yourself in relationships. Think about how you conducted yourself in relation to your parents, for instance.
Here's the thing, though, too. I see all my friends, and they're in these abusive relationships, and the guys are really mean and stuff.
No, you're not. No, that's not you. That is not you. You're more of the Desiree. You're more of the eating disorder variety. Did you have an eating disorder?
Kind of.
Yeah, right, I'm giving Drew. Let's all give Drew. Hold on, Desiree. Everyone, give Drew $1.
God, he's costing me more money.
That is
stupid advice.
You have to pay for me too.
That is worth $2. That is worth $1. That's $2 for Drew.
Can't I just take my shirt off or something instead? What do I?
I'll give you $1.
Strip diagnosis.
I think he's hairier than you.
Oh, really?
That's not true.
Not his ass.
No.
Well,
Jacinda, he shaved this morning. Look at him.
No, I'm not. Undo your shirt over there. Oh, you guys haven't seen my sunburn.
Oh, jeez.
What?
Yeah, I do have hair.
Look how hairy he is.
Yeah, but yours is mossy. Mine is nappy.
Do you trim yours?
Come on and grab some of this.
Like Look how long his are.
I don't trim mine.
How's your burn doing?
No, all right.
Where'd you get burnt?
I'll show you the burn. It's a thong back. I'll show it.
You don't. Oh, God, that is disgusting.
He was in the gay pride parade.
Man in G-strings, there is nothing worse.
No. You don't understand. I wear it backwards. So one testicle over each side.
The visual image of that is not good.
Well, that's impressive.
Let me tell you, if some guy's wearing a thong back on a public beach is a $50 fine, I would be slapped with a $1,700 fine. That's the only way I know how to describe my ass.
All right, let me finish with Desiree. Desiree, this is about you and your feelings of lack of self-worth. Somewhere along the way, your parents got over-involved with you in such a way that you never had an opportunity to develop a sense of yourself. Look into that in your relationships. Begin asserting yourself. Begin taking care of yourself in relationships. And after all, what?
Please, Drew.
Listen, let me finish. Right? She's listening. You hung up on her, practically, for Christ's sake. The deal is that what else is a personality except the way in which we conduct ourselves in our relationships with other human beings? That's what personality really is.
Yes.
And if that is not evolved properly, you end up with disorders in your relationships like this.
Okay.
I'm done.
All right.
Commercial.
Okay. You want to sell the hell on the next call?
No, I want to go to commercial.
Good.
We'll be right back. Dude.
Dr. Drew is right.
All right. So you like fake boobs?
Because you can't tell the difference.
I can't?
Well, most guys can't.
Adam likes them better. That's the thing. It's better than nature.
Oh, really? Because they're never going to droop.
I would rather have smaller, malformed fake breasts than large, real breasts.
Why? Malformed.
Yes, I would take a
What, if they were
I would take a B cup that were horribly misshaped and malformed as long as they were silicone.
Like one of them is in the shape of Hitler or something, or like what's malformed?
Like
Lincoln.
2 little hard lemons.
Right, rather than 2 large, perfectly shaped, naturally formed breasts.
That's ridiculous.
I just enjoy the fake aspects of women.
Really?
That's all. No.
More plastic surgery, the better.
No, I'm a breast man, but I don't...
How do you feel about labial collagen?
I would... Is there such a thing?
There must be.
Drew, have you ever heard of labial collagen?
Never heard of it,
Big
but
lips
Chris is right. There must be.
All right. We're here with Jacinda Barrett from, you knew her and probably still know her from the real world in the UK, and her better half, Chris Hardwick, who you know from Singled Out. And Jacinda is embarking on a film career. Well, what about TV, Jacinda? Or more TV?
Do I have an interest in it?
Yeah.
So what you're asking?
Do you go out and audition?
Yeah, I do. I personally love film and have more desire to go in that direction, but doesn't every actor, I think.
Right.
But I don't watch a hell of a lot of TV, except you guys, of course, because you're just unreal and talented.
That's what I wanted to hear. Are you modeling as well?
Yeah, I am, but I just don't have the time really to do them both. They're both full-time jobs, so it's one or the other. And right now it's acting because I choose to do
Wait a minute. You're doing a film, or you just finished a film?
Yeah, finished.
Campfire Tales. But you're kind of between gigs now. I mean, you could go out and model, couldn't you?
Yeah, and I still do. But it's just that it takes so much time to do the both jobs that you have to be devoting yourself to one or the other. Mostly.
But you could do
you can do both.
could do the modeling drunk, couldn't you?
Yeah, and some people do, but not all the time.
And what kind of modeling, what did you do mainly when you were at your modeling height?
When I was doing it full time, I mean, mostly print, just because there's more work for magazines and for advertising. But then, the shows come in seasons, and you do the shows in London, New York, Paris. Mm-hmm. You move with them. They go from Milan to Paris to London to New York, and you go with the shows.
And do you... I'm trying to figure out how this works exactly.
It's hard work.
I need a sports analogy, really. Otherwise, I'll never clearly understand it. Well, you move where the shows move, right? And I understand
they're the Italian designers, the French designers, and they go 1 week there, 1 week there, 1 week there, and the models have to move to each place when the show week comes.
But do you have a specific designer that you're working with, and when his show opens in Milan, you go there, and when his show opens in New York, you go there? Or do you go to each town and wait to get picked up, or how does it go?
No, well, what happens is you'll go there before, a couple of days before, and you'll see everybody. You'll get a driver, and they'll just take you around to see 10 different designers, and you'll see them all, and then you'll get booked that same evening for the shows, and then you'll do up to 4 shows a day, which is just hell. You run from one, rinse your hair off, rinse your makeup off, and then they do it all over again 4 times a day. I mean, that's harsh.
But there's the opportunity that you could go to Italy and not find any work.
Oh yeah, and many, many, many girls do. I mean, there's girls that go over there with big aspirations and big hopes and end up not being able to work, and they go and do something called Dancing for $, where they'll go to a smaller city in Milan and get paid about the equivalent of $100 American to dance with Italian rich man and whatever, because they desperately need the money and they don't want to go home.
Have you ever been to the Sultan of Brunei's palace?
No, not recently.
Okay, well, I had to ask.
You want some tips?
Chris flew over there for $75 and a Boda bag and gave a guy a reach around once. I heard.
No, he was on his back. There was no reaching around.
Tom, 15.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay, Adam, I think you guys are great. Here's my problem. In my last relationship, as soon as I had sex with my girlfriend, the relationship ended. And in the relationship I'm in now, I've been in it for about 3 months, and my girlfriend wants to have sex, and I'm like, don't really want to, because I think it's going to end again if I do.
You're afraid she's going to leave you because of what happened last time.
What happened last time?
Well, as soon as we had sex, like a couple days later, she said that she just didn't want to go out.
Right, but what happened sexually?
Nothing really.
How was the experience?
There you go. How did you perform?
What a horrible. How old is he? Couldn't be more than-
He's 15.
She was probably so young she was scared of it herself.
Yeah, she probably was angry with you for putting her through that, so to speak. I mean, she probably blamed you for causing her to
And
do
how old
things
was
she didn't want to do.
How old was she?
Pretty good.
How old was she?
She's 15 too.
Yeah.
All right.
She was pretty good.
That's all that matters then, huh?
So Tom,
Yeah.
Would you? It wasn't an uncomfortable experience for you or her?
I'm pretty sure it was for her. She probably lied about it and said it was good.
And here's what I'm getting at. I'm not trying to be cruel, but did you, did you pull any boners? Pardon the pun. You know what I'm saying? Did you start laughing maniacally in the middle of it and start yelling, "Finally, finally," like I always do when I have sex? Or
I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
Or did you break wind at an inopportune time? Or did you
knock over a bowl of grenades near the bed?
Right. You know what I'm saying, Tom?
No, nothing like that happened.
It was just good, wholesome.
I wouldn't blame yourself.
Lengthy sex.
Yeah.
Okay, so why would you, I understand the sort of conditioning thing, but you're not so naive that you believe every woman dumps a man after having sex. I mean, why would you believe that your new girlfriend would dump you just because you had sex?
Did this new girl want to have sex with you?
Yeah, she does.
She wants it.
Yeah, she wants it.
But you're scared.
Yeah.
At 15, I wonder how honest that motivation is, where that's coming from.
From the girl?
Yeah. You know?
Well, I mean, she could still have the desire to do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be...
No, right. That's right.
But, Tom, answer my question. Why are you so naive that you believe that the relationship is going to end the same way the last one ended just because you had sex? I mean, you realize everyone's different, and this doesn't happen very often. Do you think your penis is cursed somehow?
No, it's just about the bad experience. Don't want it to happen again.
Did you tell her that you're afraid of that happening again?
Yeah.
And what does she say?
She said she's not going to do that.
All right. I think we should be talking about it.
Don't expect it. If you're looking for it to happen, it's going to have a higher chance.
Right.
It's triggered something in you where you fear abandonment, fear loss. And somehow you've now coupled that with this behavior. And it's not the behavior so much as that relationship.
But he certainly shouldn't feel forced into doing it, you know? It sounds like he's really uncomfortable.
What?
No, we're just moving.
That's all right. I often talk to myself.
We're moving the screen around. Listen, it is tough enough for a guy to perform these days at 15. Much less
these days.
And what sort of experience are we drawing upon?
What I'm saying is
Senor Corolla.
Here's what I'm saying, and Chris, you'll back me up on this. It's a little different age. We're living in the age of computer sex on the internet, and everyone with pornography and VCRs and all this. I mean, a man really has to perform these days at a much younger age than his penis is not ripe yet.
When you think from seeing all that porno and stuff, they think they've got a level to perform at.
Well, they have something to compare it to. I mean, look at it this way. Let's say 20 years ago.
I can hear the radios clicking off now.
No, please. Drew, listen to me.
Porno from 20 years ago, you would have had the most unruly pubic hair. Greasy.
All right.
Well, I'm just guessing.
It always involved sailors, too. It was great.
This was Adam's favorite time in the history of pornography.
So 20 years ago, I was 4 and you were 5. That's right. We were watching that porno, with the sailors.
All right, here is what I'm saying. Most women and men by the age of 15, 16, because of the advent of things like the internet and computers, have seen a penis, have seen erotica, have seen insertion shots, have seen very graphic erotica.
Right.
You go back 20 years, and your average 15-year-old had not seen any of this stuff.
I'm here to fix the sink.
Now, you can see a man's penis at 15 now and say, that's nowhere near the size of the penis I saw on my, just downloaded off my computer a week earlier or yesterday. I'm just saying, a guy must perform.
It's Photoshop.
A guy must perform at an earlier age. People are having sex earlier and earlier. Are they not, Drew?
It seems that way.
All right, I can see the room has turned against me. I think the people at home know what I'm saying. I get this all the time. People come up to me and go, that stuff you're saying the other night is sheer brilliance. I don't know what the problem is with that goddamn Drew, but I was banging on my dashboard and honking the horn all the way from home. All right. Drew? Why don't you send us into break, Your Excellence?
We'll come back with a break from the break with a question from Angie. Was a question from Jacinda.
14 years of radio, ladies and gentlemen, and he can barely put together a sentence.
Hello, is this LoveLine? I have a problem with my stool. Hello, LoveLine. I have a problem with your stool, too. The phone number for LoveLine is 1-800-LOVE-191. I gotta go. LoveLine, I'll be right back.
All right, it is LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew and Jacinda Barrett from The Real World and Chris Hardwick, her boyfriend and concubine from Singled Out. 11 MTV seasons and still going strong. It's really only a year and 4 months in normal TV time, but how many seasons has, I'm going to let you get back to the microphone install here, but how many seasons has Singled Out been on now?
17.
7. It's been, this is our 5th. We've done 320 some episodes.
Oh my God. And you still enjoying it?
That's a lot of chest and package categories for the kid, isn't it?
Are you enjoying it?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. It's my lifeblood.
Is Carmen working out all right?
Yeah, she's been fine. She's been great.
I've been watching you guys from the beach house.
I mean, but let's be honest, okay? It is not the most cerebral show on television, so it's not exactly like it requires some sort of a PhD to. I mean, I'm referring to my job as well.
Yeah, so. But you bring your own sensibilities to it, even if you shoot right over the head of the room.
I know, isn't that funny?
That's all right. Chris is an intelligent, educated guy, and he brings his own sensibilities to it. And people are laughing at home, just like here at LoveLine when Drew's got a puss on and Anne's got a puss on. And
I still didn't get the Twinkie and the insulin.
Here was the.
One's for enjoyment.
Here's the analogy. It was a girl who was having sex, and Jacinda, who's a model, for Christ's sake, from another land, got it. And don't take that the wrong way, but...
oh, sure. No, of course not.
Explain
I feel so intelligent, thanks.
But the point is no, you know.
Oh, yeah, of course. Charming.
All right, here's what I'm saying, Drew. The girl was having sex, not because she enjoyed it, like most people do, but because she needed it on an emotional level. And I said, sex is not like a Twinkie for you, it's like insulin.
I just didn't get why you would choose those two.
What would you use a Twinkie for, Drew?
Because you wanted to eat it. Just right. You wanted to.
But why insulin? How come I don't use insulin?
Because you don't. The problem is that you're.
I don't need it.
Right.
Okay.
The problem is
do not poke holes in my logic because of your inferior brain, Drew.
No, you're bringing up images of a diabetic, and a diabetic taking a Twinkie is like.
Oh, okay, but that's because you can't get out of doctoral mode for just a second. All right. Angie, 22.
Hi. All right. I have a question for Jacinda.
Yeah?
I am in the middle of possibly getting a contract overseas for 3 months.
Mm-hmm. Where to?
Modeling, sorry.
Where?
Thailand, Hong Kong, possibly Japan.
Right.
I'm sorry?
No, right, go on.
And I just want to know if you'd heard anything about this, because my mom and I, of course, are pretty, like...
Well, how is it coming to you? Is it coming through an agency here?
No, it's an agent. She's just a woman who, like, finds contracts
I'd be careful. I know.
Oh, that sounds bad.
Well, I went on a contract. My first time overseas, I was 17 and I went to Japan. But I went through a huge modeling agency in Australia, through a big modeling agency in Japan that had a great reputation. And I was fine. It was great. Made a bunch of money. And Japan, Thailand, Hong Kong, you can make a lump sum and come home with, get a great car.
Yeah.
But you got to put out.
But there are a lot of situations where girls get over and find themselves being hostesses in nightclubs and things like that. So,
did you pay this woman some money?
No, not yet. The thing is that.
What do you mean not yet?
No, I haven't talked.
Where do you live?
I live near the Bay Area in San Francisco.
So you can see a major modeling elites in San Francisco, aren't they? Go see a major modeling agency, and if you go through a major modeling agency, you won't go amiss or whatever.
And if they ask you for any money, it's
no, not at all. The thing is, I met her like a few months back modeling for an art school, just photography shoot, and she had offered me one then, and I said no because I was going to school. And then this weekend, I bumped into a high school friend of mine, and she told me, I have this agent, and she went for a while, and she said it was great. And
your friend did go overseas?
Yes, she did for 6 weeks.
And did she go through this woman?
Yes, she did.
And have they sent pictures of you over already?
No.
Then how could they be sending you a contract if they've never seen you? That sounds like a scam.
She offered me one.
No,
but she would have had to send your pictures to the country, and that agency in Japan have said we love her. Otherwise, how are they going to know?
Well, I would think because it's the same woman.
This is a woman from an agency in Japan.
No. She lives here.
No, forget it.
I'm tired.
Sounds confusing.
It's not good.
I'm tired of this.
Not a good thing.
I like looking at models, but I can't talk about modeling.
Well, I don't care how possibly good it is. It can't be worth the risk because it does not sound right.
Well, her friend went and had a good time.
But maybe her friend liked to do hostessing or something. I mean, who knows?
Okay.
Maybe.
All right. Well, listen, here's the point. Jacinda has modeling experience, but she can only tell you about her experience. And we're not going to be able to decipher this over the radio. Take your time, talk to your friend, suss out this woman.
Go to a major modeling agency.
And ask them about this woman.
They'll
What's
tell
her
you.
reputation?
Chris, 25.
Yeah, hi. How you doing?
Good.
I have a problem. Let me give you a little bit of a background. About 5 years ago, I got involved with a girl. She was 14, I was 20.
Oh.
We had a child. Child is 3 years old, going on 4. We've been living together for going on 2 years now. And we just moved. And she left me. Left me holding the bag with everything.
With the baby.
Excuse me?
With the baby, you've got the child.
Maybe she was late for homeroom. What are you doing going out with a 14-year-old girl when you're 20 years old?
I didn't know how old she was when I met her.
She was mature for her age.
Were you busy rescuing her from something?
No.
Let me intervene here for a second. We get this a lot. I didn't know how old she was when I met her. It is one of the first things that comes out when you meet somebody. What's your sign? What do you like to drink? And how old are you? Number 2, when you then find out, that is a stop sign. Meaning, I could go out on a couple of dates and then find out that Jacinda's sister was 14. Then that would be it. I don't care how deep my carnal desires went. I would not do anything. She would be 14, and that would be it. When did you find out she was 14, Chris?
A couple days after I started seeing her.
Okay, so big deal. You found out a couple of days and you did nothing.
I'm tired of hearing the lame justification argument of, well, but love has no temporal boundaries and age doesn't. Age matters.
Absolutely.
At that age, it does. A lot.
Right. All right, so where did she go?
Well, she went back to her father's house. She took the baby with her.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we've been together almost 5 years. We've been, we were engaged to be married.
How long have you been living together?
How long have we been living together? 2 years.
Uh-huh. And so what does she say she wants now?
She says she hasn't loved me in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she told me when she walked out. And another thing is she was diagnosed with bipolar mood disorder.
Great.
And I've talked to her parents about this, and they say like the changes may be a part of this bipolar mood disorder.
Sure.
So what is your plan right now?
I don't know. See, I would like to continue the relationship, but she won't talk to me about any of this stuff. She won't tell me what's wrong with our relationship, that we can't go on. It's like we're spinning our wheels.
What does she want to do about custody?
Well, she wants to agree on a joint custody.
All right, so she's pretty serious and has thought this out. I mean, this is part of the deal when you get involved with someone who's 14 is they have no idea what they want, who they want to be with. They hitch their...
I think even someone who's like 18 or 19 still doesn't,
Right. But at
14,
least you have, the picture's starting to come into focus at 18 or 19. At 14, it's just a blur. It's
and
a kaleidoscope.
there's got to be some point that she hits where she says, oh my God, what else is out there?
Well,
right.
Especially when she's tied down with the child.
Drew, what's the law on that as far as custody when she was impregnated at 14 by someone who's over the age of 18? Can he get some sort of a retro legal problem for impregnating?
I don't know what the statute is.
I mean, how do you fight custody? I mean,
It depends on the state. I don't know. I don't know that.
All right, so Chris.
But I'll tell you what, there's more than just bipolar illness here, too. I mean, a 14-year-old that checks up with a 20-year-old, leaves home, has a child. I mean, a lot of chaos here.
All right. It's a mess. We've all agreed on that. Here's the deal. Do not get mired in her bipolarness. She sounds like she wants to be apart from you. I hate to be the bearer of tough love, but she thought it out. She said she hasn't loved you for 2 years. She wants to work out joint custody. She's moved out, and bipolar or not, she does not want to be with you.
So basically, gotta let it go.
So
take care of the kid.
With the fact that the last 2 years have been almost a lie.
Well,
I mean, we've had good times.
Yeah, but listen, Chris.
Except for 2 weeks ago.
Chris. Do not. I've done this many times in my life, like some sort of FAA official sifting through the wreckage of a bad crash. The plane went down. Many people died. It's time to move on. That's all. You don't need to know the reason. You don't need to sift through the rubble.
Well, the big hurt comes when I have to deal with her with my child.
Right. Listen, Chris, everyone goes through this, and now it's your turn. It's a bitch. It's painful. It's too bad there's a child involved, but this is what millions and millions of Americans go through.
It's why you chose a 14-year-old, so you could control her and sort of raise her like a veal, exactly.
And that's why you think about protection, so you don't get yourself in these situations.
She's a separate person with her own desires.
And ultimately, you got what you deserve because you plucked up a 14-year-old.
But take care of the child, though, because if she truly is bipolar and she's having all these other sorts of emotional issues, don't worry. Don't worry. That child will find when that child is 13, we'll find a lovely 27-year-old con to hook up with. Yeah, believe me, you'll be haunted by your own past. So, Chris, I know it's tough. Deal with it. Hey, that's good advice.
I'm starting to itch. LoveLine will be right back. Dr. Drew will say something brilliant, but no one will hear him because Adam will be making funny noises.
The few guests I actually pick up on the way into the studio.
Oh, wow.
So I may get a BJ in the car before tomorrow's night's show. All right. Chris Hardwick, thank you very much. Jacinda Barrett, thank you.
Thank you.
I really just tagged along, actually.
I know, but I figure as long as you're here. Campfire Tales is the name of the movie you can find Jacinda in coming up. And also go to the library and pull out that People's Most Beautiful... Well, it's probably not in the... Is it still in the newsstand?
No.
All right, so go to the library and check out... I bet you Jacinda's picture has a hole in it somewhere.
It's a leg shot.
Oh, I think I've seen it. You're like hunched over.
Yeah, I'm tipping ice out of an ice bucket. All legs.
Yes,
in the picture.
I won't say what I said about that in front of your boyfriend, Chris. All right, so Patrick Dempsey tomorrow night. Also, Dr. Drew and myself, Adam Carolla. Until then, this Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been LoveLine. The opinions expressed herein are certainly opinions, that's for sure. If you'd like a written transcript of today's program, you probably should have written it down yourself. And if you did, we'd like a copy. LoveLine producer Ann Wilkins. This broadcast was copyright 1997 Westwood One Entertainment. This music is MXPX on Tooth and Nail Records. Sit, Obo. Obo, stop dragging your butt across the carpet.